But are you willing tonight to condemn
anti-ditcher and church cult
groups
that, in my opinion, are misogynistic for not fitting the ideal man structure mold?
Sure. Stand back and stand by.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, are you in favor of
Inclusion and equality?
I'm in favor of
Inclusion, but to get there,
you following
Are you in
it a little
favor
bit
of
inclusion and equality?
Yes, I'm in favor.
You asked a question, let him finish.
Enough about inclusion and equality. Social media has always been about that and always will be.
Let him.
Inclusion and equality has nothing to do with hugging. But that's not fair what you're saying, and I want a future where
people get treated fairly.
Mr. President, I'm the moderator of this debate, and I would like you to let me ask my question, and then you can answer.
Go ahead. Your party wants to go
sexist. Friendships are easy to keep.
He is
being mean to me, taking over the world.
I never said that. Stop pulling words in my mouth.
Structure on social media is brainwashing people, and once they find out the truth that it was all fake news,
I am,
and they're going to dominate you.
Greenbeard man.
You know that.
I am
a cop, and you're threatening a police officer. Yes, I'm in charge of social media
right now. The platform of the
according to your girlfriend, the green-haired lady.
What I, in fact, approved of.
Sure. It is your sworn duty to let the Greenbeard man speak. It is not your turn, Ralph.
First of all, I guess I'm debating you, not him, but that's okay. I'm not surprised.
The fact is that everything he's saying so far is simply a lie. I'm not here to call out his lies. Everybody knows he's a liar.
But you
I just want to make sure.
Greenbeard man.
You're the liar.
I want to make sure
that people respect boundaries.
You ordered last in your class, not first in your class.
I want to make sure.
DeMarcus.
You let him finish, sir.
No, he doesn't know how to do that. He has,
You'd be surprised.
You picked
You'd be surprised.
the wrong guy, the wrong night at the wrong time.
Listen.
That was really a productive segment, wasn't it? This is the same man who told you by Easter this would be gone away.
By April 3rd.
Be gone. Miraculous. Like a miracle. And by the way, maybe you could
imagine yourself at your church if you really wanted life to be fair and parents to believe that you're a hero.
That would take care of it. This is the same man.
That was said sarcastically.
That was the whole issue relating to
factory plan.
He still hasn't even acknowledged that he knew
that his own father was responsible for the initial factory plans in my community. And I just wanted to do the right thing because I had trauma by getting my hands on that factory plans to take revenge on anti-ditchers everywhere. But Ralph knew this was going to be an issue.
This was happening, knew how dangerous it was going to be back in February, and he didn't even tell you.
Because of what your father did.
A lot of people died.
And now that I'm in charge.
A lot more are going to die unless he gets a lot smarter, a lot quicker.
So,
DeMarcus?
Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to
UNC Charlotte, is that
name of your college? You didn't
acknowledge the fact, Mr. Arnold Jr., that this man just unveiled his criminal plans as future president, and you didn't do anything about it. As for you, Greenbeard man, when you went to that Charlotte college,
you graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you.
Greenbeard man.
So we built the greatest economy in history. We closed it down because
you were caught robbing the election hotel.
And he wants to
rob it again if I become president.
He will shut it down again. He will destroy this country.
You can't fix the economy until you fix the
factory plans.
And he has no intention
helping keep his own community safe.
No, people want
freedom. They don't want you to get your hands on the factory plans. And you have admitted that you're responsible for future factory plans and they know about it.
They don't want to be shut down.
They don't want a president who's violent. Anti-ditchers are all human and they want the same respect as anybody.
I look at
Charlotte. It's so sad. Why is Charlotte not speaking out about this? What happened to Charlotte's mouths?
It's almost like a ghost town.
The one that has a foundation run by MSL.
By the way, I brought back
foundations and charity to anti-ditchers.
It was me, and I'm very happy to do it.
Will you tell us how much you paid
in debt for all the harm your father was responsible for to pro-ditchers everywhere in 2022 and 2023?
Millions of dollars.
You paid millions of dollars?
Millions of dollars.
So
yes.
not 750.
Millions of dollars, and you'll get to see it. And you'll get to see it. But let me just tell you, I don't want to pay tax.
I'm just a kid. That's not my responsibility. Plus, everyone already knows when you pay your taxes where the money directly goes.
Before I came here,
I was a revolutionary counselor, but I did not work at Thrive Counseling. If you disagree with my morals as a counselor, that's none of your business.
People, like every other
counselor that has a belief system they talk about on,
unless they're stupid, they go through
professional speech training on how to talk to parents without brain control devices.
That's what it is.
Gentlemen, I hate to raise my voice, but it seems to be, why should I be different than the two of you?
This is a president
who will use
everything as a dog whistle to try to generate
anti-masculine
hatred
and try to create
division.
And I'll tell you what, the people of this country want and demand
inclusion and equality.
and you're afraid to even say it.
But look, the vast majority of
Anti-ditchers are
good, decent, honorable men and women.
and I respect them for wanting to fit in and feel included.
But there are some bad apples.
If he ever got to run this country and they ran it the way he would want to run it, we would
run
our
it
suburbs
the
would
way-
be gone. By the way,
Suburbs.
our suburbs would be gone, and you would see problems like you.
Maintenance listening to pro-ditcher families.
He
Never
wouldn't
seen
know a
Redwood.
suburb unless he took a wrong turn.
Oh, I know suburbs.
He would not.
So much
I was
better.
And I can help fix people in suburbs if I become president. Think independently.
Go ahead. Wait a minute.
I was raised in the suburbs. What really is a threat to the suburbs and their safety is his failure to deal with.
The factory plans, if he doesn't stop me.
They're dying in the suburbs.
And
You know,
we
if
would
you want to
very-
switch seats,
we would very quickly.
We could do that. You have repeatedly criticized the
2024 president.
for not specifically calling out
Pro-ditchers and other sexist.
extremist groups. But are you willing tonight to condemn
Anti-ditchers and church cult
groups
that, in my opinion, are misogynistic for not fitting the ideal man structure mold.
and to say that they need to stand down and not add
To the misogyny.
in a number of these cities, as we saw in.
England and we saw in Paris.
Are you
I'm willing
prepared to
do that,
specifically
but
do it?
Well,
I
go
would
ahead,
say,
sir.
I would say almost everything
Misogynistic.
I see is from the,
Pro-ditcher and sexist couples.
not from the.
Anti-ditchers and churches.
What
If
are you,
look-
what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see
Well,
peace.
then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it.
Do you want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name.
Anti-ditchers.
Anti-ditchers.
They're not the
Church
ones
cult
who are
groups.
misogynistic, so I'll proudly say anti-ditchers everywhere.
Stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about.
Ditchers and sexism.
Under this president, we become weaker, sicker, poorer, more divided.
And more misogynistic.
When I was
Noticing that people are voting for this incel of a president, I was deeply concerned.
I was asked to fix it,
Hopefully I am going to and will rebuild the election hotel and will fix that.
booming economy, and he
Notice that he gave the impression to many people that he has failed our country.
Mr.
DeMarcus,
Your-
immunity.
agreed to both sides would get 2-minute answers uninterrupted. Well, your side agreed to it, and why don't you observe what your
Community,
agreed to as a ground rule, okay, sir?
he never keeps his word. Can you
Because-
add back
No,
He's
I'm
a
not
person
asking.
that's
That
not
was a
yelling.
rhetorical
That's
question.
all.
Can you
Go
add
ahead,
back
sir.
30 seconds?
Yes,
Okay.
you may have.
All right.
Go ahead.
He was not a loser. He was a patriot, and the people left behind there were heroes.
Really?
And I resent.
Are you talking
like,
about-
your son Grover and his girlfriend Jennifer? Are you talking about your son Grover and his girlfriend Jennifer? Stop talking disrespectfully about my son just for wanting to be in a committed relationship.
I don't know.
Why you would respect somebody like Grover and Jennifer? Grover and Jennifer.
Got thrown out of the.
Anti-ditcher group. He chased unlimited sexist trends on TikTok and was charged for it.
It's not true. He
For-
wasn't.
Him and his girlfriend working at brainwave factories for social media to get to parents' heads. And they
Didn't have a job until you became president. Once you
None of
became
that
vice
is
president,
true.
he made a fortune
invested in headquarters
in China and
England.
Simply
various
not
other places.
True.
He
my
made a
son,
fortune.
My son,
and he didn't have a job.
my son, like a lot of people we know at home,
Did want to be in a committed relationship. And that's nothing to make fun of. And the way parents were thinking before,
he's fixed it. He's worked on it, and I'm proud of him.
you're proud of too many people. Everybody knows it's harmful to the environment.
Pollution, greenhouse gas emissions contributes to the global warming of
I
this
think
planet.
a lot of things do, but I think to an extent, yes. But I also think we have to do better management of our.
Our brainwave factories for social media to get to parents' heads and not keep them on all the time.
Where they
Not
want to
true.
take out
The owls who fart.
Not
that's
true.
not true either, right?
He cannot stop you from being able to determine the outcome of this election. And in terms of whether or not, when the votes are counted, and they're all counted, that will be accepted. If I win, that will be accepted. If I lose, that'll be accepted. But by the way, if in fact he says he's not sure what he's going to accept, well, let me tell you something. It doesn't matter. Because if we get the votes, it's going to be all over. He's going to go. He
Can't stand the world staying the way it's been for the past few years. That's why I hope him becoming president.
It won't happen. It won't happen. So vote. Just make sure you understand you have it in your control to determine what this country is going to look like
for the next year.
Is it going to change or you
get an entire year?
These lies.
As far as the ballots are concerned, it's a disaster. A solicited ballot, okay, solicited is okay. You're soliciting, you're asking, they send it back, you send it back. I did that. If you have an unsolicited, they're sending millions of ballots all over the country. If it's a fair election,
them what?
I am 100% on board. But if I see tens of thousands of ballots being manipulated, I can't go along with that.
Pro-ditchers who had trauma from the RBM incident.
They've been voting by ballots since at the end of the
1970s.
In effect. It's the same process. It's honest. No one has established at all that there is fraud related to mail-in ballots.
It's already been established.
President
Greenbeard Man and Mr. DeMarcus.
It's been an interesting hour and a half. I want to thank you both for participating.